Welcome everybody to Ohm Yoga. As always, we're going to start our class with a little bit of mindfulness meditation to ground into the body. Take a moment to breathe, relax, settle into the present moment before we begin our flow. So if you can find a comfortable seated position, maybe your crisscross applesauce, maybe you're seated on your shins. Roll your shoulders a couple times up into the ears and down the back. Close the eyes. All while taking some deep inhales in the nose and some exhales out the mouth. When you feel ready, you can settle, finding a really nice upright posture, almost like there's a little string tied to the top of your head, pulling you up. And again, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. I want you to focus on that nice sigh on the exhale. We tend to hold our breath a lot of times during the day. Subconscious response to stress. So if you can really work on that exhale, you can begin to relax the body. Let your shoulders kind of let go, melt down away from your ears. Check in with the muscles of the face, that space between your eyebrows. Let it soften. Your jaw, your belly. There's plenty of time where I ask you to bring that belly button to spine, but right now I just want you to let it go. Let go of the legs, let go of the hips, the pelvic floor. And as you join me in Ujjayi breath, I invite you to seal the lips, taking both your inhale and your exhale out the nose. Remembering to keep a little constriction in the back of that throat with every exhale. A little tension to make the exhale slower, more deliberate. It should mimic the sound of a gentle ocean wave crashing against the shore. Today's flow will focus on balance, both in the body and as a concept. And so as we move, I invite you to reflect on where you might need more balance in your life, where you might want more balance in your life. Anytime the mind begins to move away from today, this moment, into reflection or premeditation, I invite you to bring your mind back into the present space with all five senses, or anchor it on the concept of balance once more. With your next inhale, I invite you to take your hands up above your head. And as you exhale, bring the right hand to the left knee. Look over that back shoulder in a little twist. Inhale, scoop back to center. Exhale over to the other side. I'm going to do that a couple times. Breathing into the back. Inhale, scoop to center. Exhale, over. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side. One more time to the beat of your own breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and find center. Bringing the hands together, interlace the fingers and press the fingertips up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, stretch them out in front of you
Taking the shoulder blades as far apart from each other as you can. Bow your chin to your chest, stretch the upper back. As you inhale, open the hands up wide, take them back behind you, interlace the fingers once more, and press them back, opening the chest. Inhale, scoop the hands up. And exhale, hands down to your sides. We're going to roll up over the knees, coming into an all fours position. Wrists grounded beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Go ahead and find a little bit of freestyle movement here, working into any tension. Again, notice any differences that present between the left side of your body and the right. Could be shoulders, could be back, hips. Continue to breathe. And when you feel ready and led, go ahead and find stillness. Lifting your heart up and out towards the front of the mat. We're going to find a balance here. So only as much as you feel comfortable with, and I'll give you modifications along the way. We're going to take our weight into our left hand and left shin as we press the right foot back behind us. Square your hip down into the mat, so your pinky toe should be rotated down. You can stay here, playing with balance if you'd like. Or if you'd like to take it a step farther, you can try to reach that left hand out in front of you. Once again, you can stay here, just playing with that balance, breathing into this pose, creating stability in the glutes, the backs, the core. Or you can join me and bring a little bit more movement into it, taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, touch elbow to knee, and then inhale, press out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, press out. 2 more times to the beat of your own breath. Holding at the top. And then go ahead and let it go. Take your knees out wide, your big toes together. Sit your tailbone onto your heels. Reach your fingertips out in front of you. Release the forehead down. Give it a little rock back and forth. Child's pose. Breathing into the hips, breathing into the back. Stretching your fingertips forward so that you feel this in your armpits. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, begin to rock the body forward, coming back into that all fours position. Feel free to rock it out in whatever way feels good for you. And then align the shoulders over the wrists, the knees beneath the hips. Lift your heart forward. This time we're going to go ahead and take our weight over to the right, extending that left foot back behind us. Again, squaring the hip down so you can check in with yourself there. Your pinky toe should be rotated down towards the earth. You can take this a step further if you'd like to, extending the right hand out in front of you. Energy moving through the fingertips, through the back of that foot. And again, if you'd like to add a little bit of dynamic movement, we breathe in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, press out. 3 more times to the beat of your own breath. Meeting in that extended position, holding the balance, strength in the core, the back, the glute. And then go ahead and release, taking those knees wide, big toes together, sit back into another child's pose. Forehead releases, little rock if you want to release further tension. Stretch through the armpits, the back, and breathe into those hips. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we make our way back into that all fours position. Once again, wrists aligned right beneath the shoulder, knees beneath the hips. Press your heart out in front of you, shoulders down away from the ears. Flip your toes into the earth, and then pick up the knees and press the heart towards the upper thighs as the tailbone shifts back. Downward facing dog. You can add a little pedal. If this feels good for you, make sure your fingertips are splayed out wide. You're pressing into that middle finger, that pointer finger and thumb. Little suction between the center of your palm and the mat. And when you're ready, we find stillness. Pressing the heart a little bit closer towards those upper thighs, like you're trying to press the mat away from you. Your tailbone inches up, and then keeping a bend in your knees, you can release the heels down towards the mat. It's not about flattening your foot to the mat. It's simply about allowing more gravity to descend into those heels, letting go of tension. So the strength is in your upper body, the stretch is in your low body and back. Deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, trying to keep the legs as straight as you can, slowly walk your feet towards your hands near the front of the mat. And then release into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart reaches out in front of you. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with the heart all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, press the hands up. At the top, I want you to go ahead and grab your left wrist with your right hand. Grow nice and tall. And as you exhale, go ahead and take that bend over to the right. Opening up the shoulders. Your ear stays away from the shoulders, so you're slightly pressing them down. You're stretching into that side body. Inhale, we rise. Switch sides, grow nice and tall on your inhale. And exhale, over to the left. Open up those shoulders. Create space. And then inhale, rise to center, release the hands, and find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Take your hands down to the mat, step back into a plank, and then shift your hips back into a downward facing dog. Breathe here. Again, playing with this pose. If you struggle with the back of your legs, you can keep a deeper bend in those knees. And then, slowly, trying to keep the legs as straight as you can, slowly walk the toes back towards the hands at the front of the mat, and then find forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up, leading with the heart. Exhale, hands to heart center. As we move into our tree series, I'm going to face you guys. A little bit of a better visual here. We're going to take our weight into our right side here, taking our left toe into a kickstand. From here, you can either place it right at the ankle, below the knee, or you can tuck into the inner upper thigh, whatever is available and makes sense for your body today. Just try to keep it off that knee itself. The knee is going to move out and open. We're going to find stability in the four corners of that stabilizing foot. As you breathe, imagine a nice long line running from the top of your head to the ground beneath you. If you fall out of the pose, that's fine. Just do a little tap down and come back in. This is the point, the challenge. If this was easy, we need to make it harder.
If you'd like to challenge your balance even more, at your own leisure, you can take your hands up, you can take your hands out, finding some branches. You can even add a little sway if that feels good. Again, it's finding the challenge that makes sense for you. The wibble wobble is the point. I love a metaphor here. So when it comes to finding balance in our own lives, we have to meet that wobble in order to find stability once more. It's what helps us grow, stabilize, ground. When you're ready, you can go ahead and close your branches back to that heart center. And if you can, without tapping down, go ahead and take that knee out in front of you. And then exhale, set the foot down. You can shake out that ankle. On the other side if that feels good. And then once again, find center. This time we're going to take our weight over to the left. We're going to find that kickstand and then choose the variation that makes sense. Best case is to mimic whatever you did on the other side. So remember to make that knee move out and open, opening through the hips, finding stability through the four corners of the feet. Imagine that nice long line from the top of your head to the ground beneath you. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. And if you'd like to challenge your balance further, remember that you can open those branches. You can make them sway. Do what feels good and right for you. You can play here. The wibble wobble is part of the goal. Breathe. As you experience discomfort, note it. I feel tension in my calf. I feel tired in my muscles. Whatever those feelings might be, sensations, as we name them, we engage in presence. When you feel ready, you can go ahead and close your branches. And if you can, without tapping down, we're going to splay the toes. We're going to take that knee out in front of us, and then we're going to sit it down. Inhale, lift the hands up above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, last time, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. Exhale as you fold, take your hands down to the mat, step back into a plank, and then shift your hips back, find downward facing dog. Strengthen your down dog. Bending the knees if you need to modify, allow gravity to take those heels, inch the tailbone up. Breathe. Inhale. The left toe is going to reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to pull that out in front of you to the front of your mat into a low lunge. At your leisure, go ahead and step the back foot in, and then inhale, circle sweep all the way up, and exhale, hands to the heart. Taking that back foot back behind you, just onto the kickstand of that toe. We're going to find balance through all four corners of that front foot. Take a little softness in that knee, and slowly begin to keeping the hips squared, hinge forward.
Picking that back foot up, keeping the pinky toe square. This is Warrior 3. If you need to hinge back to start, that's okay. This is playtime before we hold. Your heart should be parallel with the ground, or working your way towards that. And on this last one, try to hold for 3, 2, and 1. We shift back. We shake out the ankles. And then take the hands down to our sides in mountain pose. Breathe in. Inhale, reach the hands up above the head. Briefly touch, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, taking the hands down. We step back to plank. We shift back to down dog. Strengthen your down dog. Find that nice, beautiful upside down V. And then inhale, the right toe shifts up towards the sky. Exhale, pull it through between the hands. And then step the back foot in, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time, root into the right foot, taking that back left toe behind us. Little soft bend in that front knee. Keeping strong through the core. We're gonna do a little bit of playtime before our hold. So we're taking our balance back, energy through that back foot, the hips square, and then the heart is going to focus on trying to go more and more parallel with the ground. It's not about being able to make it all the way to depth. It's about challenging your balance and then keeping those hips squared and the heart keeping the intention of hinging forward parallel. On this last one, we're gonna try that hold. So work your way at your own pace. And we're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Slowly hinge back. Exhale the hands down to mountain. Imagine that line running from the top of your head, down your navel, down the thighs, into the ground below. Check in with both sides of the body. Inhale, we circle sweep the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Making our way down onto the mat. We're gonna swivel the legs forward. Take them nice and wide, pull the big toes back as we slowly walk the hands out in front of us. It's not about folding the body in half. It's about keeping the heart lifted, the tailbone completely connected to the ground. As we slowly hinge at the heart, you should feel this stretch through the inner thighs. And go ahead and walk the hands over to one side. And then coming back to center, you can go ahead and walk over to the other. Any anchor point will do. It doesn't have to be your feet. It can be right below the knee, can be the ankle. And then go ahead and take that back to center. One last stretch forward. And then lift the heart. We're going to take the feet in into butterfly. So elbows connect to the inside of those knees. We gently press open the legs, keeping the feet together. And slowly lift the heart. We're going to take the heels down to the wide edges of the mat. So you slowly work your back flat. Feel free to shift your knees side to side if that feels good for the hips or the low back. And when you feel ready, you can find that final Shavasana, corpse pose. Allowing your hands to drape down at either side, your arms limp, palms up towards the sky. Breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Where do you need balance? Where can you create it in your life? How can you appreciate the wobbles and where they might be leading you to more stability overall? As you breathe, reflect, allowing thoughts to simply land in your mind without interacting with them too much, without judging them. This is not time for problem solving, it's time for listening to inner wisdom, truth. Breathe in and create some additional space in your mind's eye for those insights to land in. One last deep breath in through your nose and exhale. One last letting go. Begin to awaken your body. You can give a little wiggle to your fingers and your toes. As you feel ready and led to safely get up, you can roll to one side, taking that top knee down and using that top hand to press you up into a seated position. I appreciate you guys once again for showing up for you, not for me. It's nice to have a smaller class every once in a while, so I appreciate the presence and moving through this balancing sequence with me. Thank you all, and I'm going to send you out into this beautiful day with one